pictures, no pictures. Oh, no pictures. Ah!
If I could do a serious... If I could do a serious introduction to this man, I'd tell you things like, he performs a lot for kids, and I'm sure they just love him, because I know my kids adore him. He's their favorite crazy uncle, because he'll sit and he'll tell stories and get all loud and rambunctious with them, and he's equally wonderful with adults. But what overshadows, I think, his storytelling is his generosity. It's legend in this area. Now, you don't have to tell you, he will give a coin to everybody who comes up to his open mic and to his features. He buys them by the pound and he hands them out to people. One year, at the Sharing the Fire Storytelling Conference, he gave a silver dollar to every single attendee, about 200 or 300 people at that conference. Wow. You have yours with you? How about that?
I didn't get no silver dollar. You threw me off the stage.
He volunteers at the Beverly Library for a few reasons. There's a silver dollar. How about that? The Tony neighbor. He volunteers at the Beverly Public Library every year going through books. And he does this for a few reasons, to help out the library, because he gets to keep some of them, ones that he likes. He gives some away as gifts. And then every year, he carts cartons and cartons of these books to the Sharing the Fire Storytelling Conference, puts some of them out for auction and others up for sale to raise money for LAMES, the League for the Advancement of New England Storytelling, an organization that of which he is very fond, and is the newly elected president.
Woo! Yep.
If I could do a serious introduction, I would tell you all these wonderful things about this person. But if any of you have ever been to speak up, who's been to speak up here? And you've seen him introduce people, then you know why I can't do a serious introduction. Because you'll be sitting there, right? And he puts, unlike here, you know the names. He does a lottery at the beginning, and you know the order of the names. You can see your name coming up, and you're next on the list, and he'll get up there and he'll go, our next person at the microphone has the largest left sock collection this side of the Missouri River. He's got a ball of twine that he started at the age of 3 and is now so large that if he ever moves, they're going to have to remove one wall of his house. Right? And you're sitting there, and when he calls your name, Ralph, you knew you were next, but by now you're nice and relaxed because you've decided he's talking about somebody else. What, me? He just makes up shit.
He's a storyteller.
So it's my duty, ladies and gentlemen, to tell you that tonight's feature was a difficult child. Very difficult. So difficult, in fact, that his parents gave up on him before he was 3 years old and gave him away to the local orphanage. Well, the man who ran the orphanage had worked with reforming Nazi SS youth in Khmer Rouge, children, soldiers. But after 2 weeks, he said, this kid's too much for me. Shuffled him off to another orphanage. And he moved from orphanage to orphanage, state to state, until he'd been through the entire lower 48 and Alaska. And the only reason he didn't get out to Hawaii, it wasn't because they couldn't raise the boat fare. In fact, donations came in all over the country with enough money to send him up in the space shuttle into space in a one-way ticket. But the space shuttle didn't exist yet then. No, the only reason was because Hawaii claimed they were closed at the time. They didn't want to do that. Now, when he was in his teens, he developed a formula for a soft drink, and he decided, since he was a storyteller and always trying to outdo other people, he would call it 1-Up. And then people who tasted it thought that it was toxic, that he was trying to poison them. So he changed the formula and called it 2-Up. And when that didn't sell, he changed it again, called it 3-Up, and went on through 4-Up, 5-Up. But when 6-Up didn't sell, he gave up. When he was in his final of the Continental 49, he was in an orphanage as an older teen, about to age out of the system, in the state of Ohio. And there, the orphanage director, a former theater teacher, recognized some promise in the young man and recommended that he try going into the performance arts. He also recommended that he take a stage name to go along with it. Now, I don't know if you know, but Ohio is the only state in the country where the 3 largest cities all begin with the same letter. And he was moving around from city to city, so he tried calling himself Tony Cleveland, and he wasn't too successful. And he tried Tony Columbus, and that didn't work. And he tried Tony Cincinnati, and that didn't work. Dejected, he all but gave up. When he moved to Toledo. And the rest, ladies and gentlemen, is history. Please give a warm, stirry space welcome for everybody's crazy uncle, Tony Toledo!